In keeping with the whole manipulation theme, I feel the need to speak about a very clever tactic that is used in covert harassment, especially satanic gang stalking. As I've stated before, satanic gang stalking is a spiritual attack that manifests in the real world, and the evil spirits involved are able to manipulate the target as well as the people and conditions around the target. In this type of covert harassment, gang stalking demons are charged with attacking a particular target. These attacks manifest in the target's real world, which then causes certain mishaps to take place in every aspect of that target's life. One key ingredient in this type of harassment is that these entities must let the target know that he's being attacked. The reason is they don't want the target thinking that he's just hit a streak of bad luck or these things are happening by coincidence. Even if everyone around the target thinks that they're coincidental, no, they must make sure that target understands that he's being attacked. One of the main ways these demons accomplish this is through something called dream penetration. They literally come into the target's dreams to let that target know that he's being attacked. Take it from me, folks. I know this from personal experience. Now, here's the tricky part. Not only do these evil entities let the target know when they're causing certain mishaps to take place in that target's life, but they will frequently take responsibility for mishaps that occur naturally within that target's life as well. This is an important little nugget right here for any targets that are listening. In other words, they will make the target think that they're responsible for certain complications that are taking place in that target's life. But in reality, they have nothing to do with it. They do this as a form of trickery. Again, one of the reasons why they do this is to make the target think that they're responsible for all the mishaps taking place in that target's life. As a result, that target will then speak about those things because it's very important for a target to speak about any harassment that's taking place. And they know this. Then what will happen is the people around the target will say, look, he thinks every problem is caused by covert harassment or spiritual attacks or satanic gang stalking. He must be losing it. But what they don't see is the manipulation taking place behind the scenes by these entities. Another reason why they do it, and this one is huge, folks, is by them tricking the target into thinking that most of his problems are caused by gang stalking demons and constantly speaking about them. The people around the target will attempt to silence that target, saying things like these things are natural occurrences, they're normal, they happen to everyone, and they're correct. However, they're not seeing the manipulation that's taking place and what that target is being led to believe by these evil spirits. This will, in essence, create a situation where that target is afraid to talk about the harassment that's going on. Now it's open season on that target. I've seen it happen many times. Those entities have effectively turned that target into a sitting duck because now he's afraid to speak, being fearful of what others might think or say. Then what happens is those demons turn around and increase the intensity of their attacks because they know that target won't say anything. And that, my friends, cannot be allowed to happen. My position on this is simple. If gang stalking demons want to take credit for some misfortune that happens in my life, to the point where they'll come into my dreams and claim responsibility for the mishap, then they'll get the blame for it. Because if you're taking credit for a problem that you didn't cause, it's still harassment. Now, it's important to know targets have been conditioned to see certain things that quote unquote normal people cannot see. With that being said, does it mean that a target will be right every single time? Absolutely not. Nothing works every time. Even a psychic is not correct 100% of the time, and a target is not a psychic. In light of this, as a target, even if you're wrong, you're better off saying something, especially if they're taking credit for it, than to let another course of harassment get started on you that you will then have to deal with at a later date. Now, I want to give you guys an example that I'm confident all of you will understand. Let's say you're going out for a walk, but before leaving your house, you look out the window. You notice that it's cloudy, it's dark, and you're hearing thunder. At that point, you decide to go out with an umbrella. Now, just because you leave your house with an umbrella, does that mean it absolutely has to rain? No. It's possible that you leave your house with an umbrella, go on your walk, and come all the way back home and not a drop of rain falls. Now, does that mean that the method that you use to determine the likelihood of rain is not a good method? No. It just means that the method is not perfect. The method may work most of the time. However, it's not going to work 100% of the time, but it's still a reliable method. You're better off leaving your house with the umbrella and being wrong than not leaving with it and getting soaked. Okay, so I have to clarify something before wrapping up this video. When we speak about things like spiritual attacks, magic, sorcery, what we're actually describing is a form of higher level science. They're science at such a high level that we currently have no real way of explaining them. But when I speak on these topics, I can't really use the term higher level science, not yet anyway, because no one will understand what I'm talking about. So I use terms like spiritual attacks, magic, sorcery, occult practices, because with those terms, everyone will understand what I'm saying. Again, things like occult practices and spiritual attacks are nothing but higher forms of science and technology. For a better understanding, check out my Magitech series of videos, where I go more in depth and give examples on this topic. Just to give another quick example, imagine being able to travel back in time, and you go back 1,000 years and show someone living back then your cell phone and everything that your cell phone can do, like taking pictures, recording videos, and even video chatting with someone halfway across the globe. That person may very well think that your cell phone is some kind of magical device and that you're some kind of sorcerer, simply because they're not familiar with this type of technology. One important aspect of these topics is that scientists are now acknowledging the existence of spiritual beings, but they don't refer to them as spiritual beings. Instead, they call them interdimensional beings, which is completely fine with me because they're the same thing. Scientists are also talking about the ability of these interdimensional beings to manipulate our reality, which is something that spiritualists have been saying for many years, but now science is finally starting to catch up. So the time has come to really start merging science and spirituality, which is what I'll be doing in coming videos, going more towards the scientific aspects of the things that I speak about and how these interdimensional beings can manipulate our society. Thanks for watching, guys, and God bless.